Hello everyone, it's Salt Rider here and welcome to another week in toys. Today is Monday, the 11th of January, and despite all the craziness that's going on in the world, I've had a little bit of Monday happiness to get over the Monday blues. I've got a parcel, and this is from zoom.co.uk. I've used them a few times. Their website is awful, absolutely awful, but they do sell Black Series Transformers, got an odd little selection of stuff. But they have got some items that were reduced in the sale, and I haven't seen many sale items this year. I know Comics and Cocktails put one up over the weekend, and there's some cool stuff on there, but nothing for me. Whereas here, I've picked up some really cool stuff for a relatively cheap price. All of this is Star Wars stuff, and yeah, the interesting thing is, I didn't receive a confirmation email for this, but I should have done, because it even says on the confirmation page you'll get an email. Didn't have one, but I logged into the account and I saw that it had been sent to the warehouse and then dispatched. So, yeah, it is definitely from Zoom. Okay, and let's look through. Okay, so this one cost me a grand total of £5, and it's alright. It's Corellia? Is it Corellia or QI? Oh, I don't know. The girl who was in Game of Thrones, who was then in the Solo movie. I enjoyed the Solo movie, and I kind of decided I want to pick up a few of those figures, and they are relatively cheap, to be honest with you. So this one was $4.99. I could not grumble at a $4.99 toy. The lightness looks alright. Don't look too bad. It's a cool little action figure, and for a £5 you can't really grumble, can you? By the way, if you spend more than £30 on Zoom, you get free postage. So this was all free postage. Now this one was a tenner. It's a figure already you got, but this one has the updated face sculpt. Interestingly, my first Black Series figure, one of my first Black Series figures, was this Lando. Now this version, as I say, has the new head sculpt and the new face printing technology, and he was one of those where I always said when he was released with an updated face, I do want to pick him up, but I don't want to pay full price for him. And he was actually the catalyst to making this order, because he was $9.99 on there, and I thought, for a tenner, Empire Strikes Back is my jam. You know this. Empire Strikes Back is my favourite Star Wars film, and I wanted to have the best version of each character, and this looks great. This looks really, really nice. Probably going to sell on my other one there. I know I won't get much for it, but even if I get a £5 for it, it can go towards paying for this one. So a nice little upgrade, and the card's in pretty decent condition as well, which is nice. So I got a Lando. Now, the next thing is not a Black Series figure, but it is a Star Wars figure, and it's a figure I've been thinking about getting for I always say this, for a while, but I've looked at a lot of reviews on it, and this was originally £80 or £90, I think it was, and I wouldn't have paid that amount for it, but in the Zoom sale it was reduced to £40. And me and Dave Shop were talking about hot toys, and this isn't a hot toy, by the way, don't worry, it's not a hot toy, but I was thinking, it might be nice to get something of a slightly bigger scale, so I invested in this. It is the Hyper Real Luke Skywalker from Hasbro. I think they've only done 2 of these. They've done a Vader and a Luke. There he is, and he looks alright. I don't know what scale this is, to be honest, but he looks alright. You've got a couple of head sculpts there. You can see loads of hands. Now, apparently this body is made of latex over a wire skeleton, and some people say it feels a bit like a sex toy, which I'm not going to get into, but it might feel nice going up the bum. Only joking. But you know what? It looks quite cool. It looks quite good. And like, for the money you pay for figure arts figures, and I know this is a bigger scale. I mean, let's compare it to Lando here. You can see that this is an absolutely bigger scale. But I think he looks good. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to get it in a decent pose, and I'm going to leave it like that. I know there's been some question marks about what is the longevity of the silicone that's used on the body. But you know what? I think it looks okay. It looks good. It looks a nice little figure, and I'm going to use it as basically a statue anyway, as I've got nothing else that scales with it. But the face sculpt looks nice. Looks really nice. I'm looking forward to having a look at it and seeing what he's like. So I think I am going to do a full review and unboxing on that one, because it is something a little bit different and something that I haven't really had on the channel before. So yeah, you can see there that it's got this like metal skeleton underneath, which is really cool. Really excited to have that. Really excited. So I'm going to open that up probably later on in the week and do a video probably for next week or something like that. And that was it for the parcel. So a pretty decent lot. Didn't cost me a lot of money. Well, it is a lot of money, but considering that retail value should have been for those around about £120, I've spent less than half of that. So that was really good. Really happy with that. And yeah, I have ordered another couple of things. Mainly, you know those dollies I showed you last week, the G.I. Joes? Well, Dave's put the idea in my head that I want to try and complete those again. Want to try and almost restore my childhood toys with the bits that have gone missing over the years. So I am going to have a look. I've ordered a couple of items to help complete one of the figures anyway. I'm not going to spend a load of money on it, but it was a couple of quid here and there, a couple of accessories that help complete a figure. So you'll probably see those at some point this week, hopefully in this week's Week in Toys. And I'm really hoping that we start to see some of this January stock coming through now. It's a couple of weeks after Christmas, and I know we've had Brexit, and I know everything's going on with the coronavirus, but you can hope, can't you, that we're going to start getting your Studio Series 86. We might start getting that new wave of Black Series with Grand Moff Tarkin. What was his name? Moff Gideon. There we are, from the Mandalorian. That wave of figures hopefully starting to hit. Sandstorm, the Generation 2 Selects figure that I know In Demand Toys have sent out, but Kapow I haven't heard a dicky bird from. So hopefully we'll start to see some of these things trickle through over the next couple of weeks. But January was always going to be a slow month. But it's nice after last week picking up Paleo Treks, which I've had a lot more fun with, that I've got some nice Star Wars, especially a couple of things from The Empire Strikes Back. So today is Tuesday the 12th of January, and I've had a little package come. For those of you who watched last week's Week in Toys, you will see that I dug out these little dollies. These Action Force Hall of Fame figures, I think they're called. And the one that I felt so sorry about was Snake Eyes here, because the whole iconic look of the character, in this look anyway, is more modern look. I say modern from the 90s look, was his face mask and his grey flat jacket, and those have gone missing over time. The easiest stuff to lose, like his sword and his knife, I've still got, but I've lost that. Anyway, Dave Shotton, who's number one, who's the king of Mandals, did send over a couple of links to items that I was missing from these figures, and there were a couple of quid each. There weren't a lot. I think I've spent a £10 on 2 items, and the first one's actually arrived today. It arrived quite quickly. Now this, to be honest, this is the one I ordered later on, and not the one I ordered first, but it is Snake Eyes' mask. So let's pop this on. I've no idea where mine's gone to this. I think it was lost long ago. But yeah, so Snake Eyes now has his mask. I have ordered his flak jacket, which then only, I believe, leaves me his backpack and his big Uzi gun missing. But yeah, this is probably a bit more than I should have paid for it, and I probably could have got a virtually complete figure for like 20 quid. But there's something nice about taking pieces and putting them together, and that's what I've done here. So that is pretty cool. It's got a little bit of scratching on it, but I'm not bothered about these being perfect. I think that looks really cool. Happy to have that, and yeah, almost getting Snake Eyes back complete again, which would be nice. I think I've set myself this challenge now, is when I am going to start to try and complete these figures over this year, and it'd be nice by the end of the year. Sorry, the sun's contrast going crazy. By the end of the year to have put these back together. I think there's something nice about completing something that you once had as a child, especially when the essence or the soul of it is the core toy that you played with. So yeah, little parcel, little package, but nevertheless a cool item, and it's nice to get Snake Eyes a little bit more complete. So today is Saturday the 16th of January, and no more toys this week, but we have had another reveal, or another leak if you want to call it that. It looks like we're finally getting that deep cover version of the Sideswipe mould. I think this is version 7 now, or something daft like that that's been released. Because don't forget, we've had 2 Sideswipes, 2 Red Alerts, we've had Tiger Tracks, Clamp Down, I think there was another one. Yeah, we've had a Clamp Down, haven't we? And now we've had Deep Cover. Deep Cover looks quite cool, actually. I don't know if this is going to be part of the Earthrise line, or if it's going to be part of the next series of selects for Kingdom. I just don't know at the moment. But, you know, it's cool to see, and it's nice to get, I suppose, a new character, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be in for it, but it looks pretty cool nevertheless. A couple of things to show off before I disappear. This Luke Skywalker is absolutely lovely. I love how it poses, how it feels. Well, not necessarily how it feels, but how it naturally poses. The metal skeleton underneath is amazing. I just wish that they actually did a Black Series figure. I'd pay the extra for it to have it in a smaller scale. Did have its Hasbro QC issues, so the lightsaber hilt was actually bent almost like a J. It was that bent. But nevertheless, he's really cool, and I'm really, really happy to have him. And yeah, so that's it for this week's Week in Toys. I have got a couple of other things ordered. I've got, of course, Snake Eyes jacket, and I've lost his mask, he's fallen off, never mind. But I've got Snake Eyes jacket on the way. I've also won another bid that helps complete another one of those childhood figures, which will be pretty good. And it also helps Junk Heat Dave out on his quest as well. And I've also got an item coming from Smiths, which I'm blaming John for. But I'll blame John for that in next week's Week in Toys. So until next time, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you again really, really soon.